Hello everyone, welcome to the Oasis Healing Temple. My name is Brandi. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you all so much for joining me here in my sacred space. If you are returning, thank you all so much for your support, for your likes, for your comments, for your donations. I appreciate you all so much. So today, in today's reading, we're going to get messages from the angelic realm. I pulled 3 different angel cards that wanted to come through. We have for pile number 1, the angel number 111 with it's like a smoky amethyst palm stone. For pile number 2, we have 444 with petrified wood. And for pile number 3, we have 555 with the amazonite. So use your intuition to guide you onto which pile has a message for you. You may have been seeing these numbers recently. You may continue to see these numbers in coming days after you hear this message. I'll put this sage out. Just pause the video if you need more time to meditate. The timestamps will be listed in the description box below. And I'll see you all at your readings. Welcome everyone who is drawn to the angel number 111, as well as the smoky amethyst crystal. These are your angelic messages. So your card says intuition, moderation, patience, flow, clarity, joy, movement, self-realization, taking action, and unconditional love. Time to implement long cherished ideas. You're on the right track towards making your dreams and visions a reality, and the right people, circumstances, and resources are being sent your way. Happiness and new opportunities are at hand. Trust in the process. So something that you've been manifesting, something that you've been putting your intention towards, whatever you've been focusing on, I feel like you are definitely you're moving in the right direction. So there's some opportunities that are going to be coming in for you guys. Let's put this at the center of your reading. Hopefully if I have aligned it correctly. All right, let's see what messages want to come through. Ooh, karmic imprints. Look at this. She's inside an egg here. Protecting yourself, going within. We have 6, creating that nurturing environment, that safe space within your own being. Family, empathy, harmony, love, balance are the energies that are coming through here. Protecting yourself from any doubts, any fears here. Karmic imprints. Something that was given to you in the womb with the karmic imprint. Trust in the process. Okay, so I feel like, you're being... There's something that you've been creating, something that you're about to give birth to. And I feel like you're being advised to follow your intuition and to transform, clear, and heal from these old karmic energies that are generational, doubts or fears about whatever you're wanting to manifest becoming a reality for yourself. Because right now you're being protected. You're in this womb here, this egg of potential, and you're being shielded from these old patterns. Let me see what else. We have the crown chakra. Okay, your truth, your divine truth. Let's move her over here on this side. Following your intuition, exactly. Taking care of yourself. Focusing on this manifestation. Nurturing yourself, nurturing that manifestation. We have healed it out. Okay, yeah, I did feel something. Look at that. There's We have this little raccoon and a fox on the cover here, and he's like pointing to the throat chakra. So something about your truth. And look, we have an 11, so more ones coming through. Awakening to your truth. This is trusting your intuition again. Higher purpose, a higher plan. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, you're burning off. Have some of you been working with the violet flame? If not, I feel like you're being encouraged to work with the violet flame, to cleanse and purify any old patterns, any old belief systems, old pains, things that are just not serving this future. Your dreams, your visions of your reality, you know, whether this is even old relationships or old relationship patterns and everything. There's a process of healing right now taking place, and you're being asked to just trust in the process, allow everything to unfold. There is definitely movement. Everything's moving forward. Trust in the divine flow. Release any expectations or the need to control or any fears about things not going to manifest, all right? Yeah, we have the amethyst and the crown chakra. Divine connection, divine knowing. Trust. Faith. We have the balancing act, and look, y'all, another 11. Wow. I mean, 11, 11, and now 1, 1, 1. You're definitely on the right path. You're definitely in an alignment with this manifestation, whatever it is that you've been wanting to manifest for yourself. Let's put these here. The balancing act, you know. It's wild. So we have this like being grounded, right? And then we have this divine connection. And so it is a balancing act. We have to, you know, be in the world, but not of the world, you know, and have that grounded, being rooted in the 3D and having to live and function in the world as we know it. You know, we all have to pay our bills. We all have certain obligations and responsibilities. But there's also the part of us that is very spiritual and very connected. And, you know, there's an obligation to make sure that you're spending time nurturing that aspect of your being and nurturing your dreams, nurturing your visions as well. So like making sure that you set time aside to connect to that spiritual aspect of yourself, to make sure you work on healing certain old belief systems, old patterns, old wounds, making sure that you're making time to create space to do that work, to do that inner work, as well as, you know, your responsibilities in the day-to-day life. What do we have? We have let go of the old. Okay. Yeah, definitely I feel like you're stepping out of one phase of life and you're stepping onto a new path here. We have this peacock, and see how we have all these colors, and then we have this golden color here. So I feel like you are stepping onto like a higher timeline, more that's aligned with like who you are, aligned to your higher self, your truth, your divine path. But there's some cleansing and purifying that's taking place at the now, in the now, right at this moment. And we have 22, so lots of ones, and now we have a 22 coming through here. A master number of balance, healing, partnership, being on the right path, transformation. I love that came through. Also feeling the rainbow here, the rainbow sticking out through these the peacock feathers here. You know, the rainbow represents the final phase of alchemy, you know, of transformation, when the rainbow appears, that means it is the, you know, the bridge has been formed, the bridge has been made, and now it's the final clearing, the final cleansing, you know, so that the light can now shine through the many facets of your being. Uninhibited, not blocked, you know. Wow, we have ancestors, historical connections, and purposes. And it's card number 28, which is a 10, which is a 1, right? Amplified by a 0. So a new beginning, independence, renewals, cycles, eternal cycles. Perhaps this has something to do with the karmic imprints here. Some ancestral wounds are being cleared out, you know, and they could be things that you're just not aware of because they are they're very deep rooted and they go back generations. And we right now, at the time that I'm doing this reading, we're in the middle of winter, so, and this is where we work on our roots, you know. We're hibernating, we're meant to be going within and not be so busy. We're meant to process and have moments of inner reflection, you know, when we work on our inner selves and we you know, trim the limbs, so to say, you know, what was working, what's not serving us, what do we need to change next year, what lessons have I learned, what have I overcome, what do I need to forgive, what do I need to release, you know, so that you can have more clarity and more understanding and you gain the wisdom from that experience before the new year begins in springtime. So I feel like you have definitely incarnated several times. This isn't your first time around. I feel like you're definitely an old soul. File number 1. A lot of initiations. I feel like you're definitely being initiated into your soul purpose here, what you're meant to be doing. And that could be what's being activated right now. Confirmation here with relaxation, peaceful pursuits, and happy times. So I feel like, yeah, right now you're just being asked to take care of yourself, to nurture yourself. There is some cleansing and purifying that's taking place right now. You're tending to the roots. You're being asked to tend to the soil. You know, think about when we, if you're a gardener, and if not, I'll explain some. During the winter time, we're meant to let the soil rest. You know, we're not meant to plant or grow anything at this time. We're just allowing things to break down, to become the nutrients for the soil. So like, there's leaves, you know, we let the leaves break down and they become more minerals, more sustenance for the roots of the plants to continue to grow when springtime does arrive. So they're not working above the soil, you know, everything is working in the soil. So things are taking place underneath, within, and some of it doesn't even require our any action on our part. You know, some things are naturally falling away and dissolving on their own, just like when the winds come and certain limbs that are dead on the trees, how they fall away naturally. It's just a normal rhythm and cycle that takes place on its own. And so right now with the relaxation, I feel like you're just being called to rest at the moment, take care of yourself, tend to any wounds or anything that did take place through the year ahead. You know, it may have been very challenging for you. You may have had to overcome a lot of challenges and obstacles, or even experience some traumas. Right now, you're just being asked to kind of like, you know, lick the wounds, tend to your needs, what makes you feel comforted at this time before, you know, the time of growth takes place where you move forward. So your crystal card that came through was fluorite, saying find clarity and focus and let your mind be clear and sharp. The more that you allow what needs to fall away, taking time out for a quiet, you know, contemplation here, quiet time, going within, reflecting, hibernating. It will clear space, you know, and that's the thing. We're making space for the new cycle, for a new beginning, for new manifestations to take place. And it's the allowing of change, allowing things to naturally fall away on their own. I'm going to get you one more crystal card for this spot here. And set an intention, you know, what do you want next year to be? What do you want this year to look like? What are your goals for the year ahead? What do you want to grow in that garden, you know? Did you overplant last year? Did you set too many goals for yourself, you know, and did it become too much to maintain? Or did you find that, you know, well, I really thought I wanted to do this, but, you know, when I got all involved in it, it turned out that, you know, it wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. So do you need to make any course corrections, you know? You have labradorite, embrace magic and mystery, open your mind to new possibilities. Ooh, nice. A little card of exploration, which is great since we have all of these new beginnings, new cycle for you. And rose quartz, nurture love and compassion, open your heart to healing. Okay, it's perfect that you're going over here. All right, so we got a lot of magic, a lot of possibilities, a lot of new beginnings, a lot of endings, a lot of clearings, a lot of lessons learned, and discovering the wisdom through the experience and letting go, a lot of healing coming in. You also have a lot of happy times ahead. So I feel like where last year may have been one of a lot of challenges and growth, this year here is going to be more balanced. It's going to be more peaceful, more of a nurturing environment for you to feel like you can grow, like you can expand, like you can find more happiness and joy in the moments, because you will have achieved that karmic balance here. And the more that you nurture yourself and pour, you know, love and nurturing into your heart and into your body and your mind, the more you're going to activate these blessings and magic and possibilities and this beautiful manifestation here that you have. Just in choosing this card, a lot of opportunities ahead for you this year, okay? You're being asked to trust in the process, allow what needs to fall away to just fall away, and I'm going to just throw this in. Come springtime, you will see lots of growth, lots of forward movement. All right, I'm going to get you an angel message real quick. Just to end your reading, pile number 1. So we got a final angel message. Here it is. And we have passion. Archangel Haniel. Trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. Nice, okay. So I'm happy that this came through, because I was saying, you know, during winter we decide what it is didn't work, what do we want to continue moving forward with, what do we want to pour our energy into, what do we want to trim, you know, and not spread ourselves too thin because we set too many goals, or, you know, we try to put the bar too high, and, you know, we want to just make sure that we remained balanced, that we're not over pouring our energy and not seeing the rewards of our labor. We want everything to be, you know, to have enough space to grow and to reach its full potential, right? Okay, continue to follow your passion though, all right? Trust your intuition, trust your body, trust your instincts, and something with love life and career being renewed this year, okay? Woohoo! All right, you guys, those are going to be your messages for today. Thank you all so much for joining me here in the temple. Please like and subscribe to my channel if this reading resonated with you. Comment below if you feel like sharing your story or letting me know how this reading resonated with you. Sending y'all lots of love. Take care and have a blessed day. Welcome to your reading pile number 2. So you guys were drawn to the number 444 and the Petrified Wood Crystal. And your card says protection, change, rebellion, guidance, justice, truth, character, and love. Get ready for the good things you've been hoping for. You were born for a higher calling. Put your energy into going towards your ambitions, and the universe will align itself to provide you with the right people, circumstances, and resources to make things happen. Ooh, beautiful. And 444 is just confirmation saying that you are surrounded by the angels and that you're being guided through whatever it is that you are focusing on right now. And you have the petrified wood. This is a connection to the ancestors and, you know, the trees being well rooted and providing the roots, the foundations for a solid future. Okay, so let's see. Oops, I just bumped the table. Hopefully the camera didn't turn. Let's put these in the center. Stay. That looks good. Let's see what your other cards say. Oh, we got the root chakra. Nice confirmation. Okay, rooting that energy. So something maybe you've been manifesting, something you've been working on is gaining those solid roots, that solid foundation. Very protected at the moment. Seeds of potential. Number 1, so a new beginning, the first step of a new cycle, independence, like I said, manifesting. Woohoo! What else do we have? We have the Kundalini rising. Ooh, nice. So the divine feminine aspect here coming through, nurturing whatever this is, protecting yourself, protecting this manifestation, some kind of seed of potential here, an idea, a belief. This could be even a career that you've chosen to embark on, a new love for self, new connection to yourself, new belief system. We have this little snake, freeing yourself from some past old energies. Past belief systems. Ooh, nice. Yeah, have a strong, solid root system here. We have number 16, 7, spiritual insight, intuition, a number of completion, deep spiritual connection. Yeah, look at this. You have freed yourself from some old karmic patterns, old wounds. Nice, nice. Strong connection to your higher self and your intuition coming through. Trusting your guidance. I love it. Good. Get ready for good things that you've been hoping for. Nice. We have movement. Again, confirmation. And we have 28, which is a 10. Another one amplified by a 0. Potential for a new beginning. Renewal. A lot of strength. A lot of forward movement. The ostrich is an extremely fast bird. We have a lot of high potential here. A lot of wisdom. Higher calling. Strong connection to the higher realms. And we have the mountain with a 6. Will you fit up here? Let's see if I can scooch out over a little bit. The mountain. Sometimes that's, that can be, ooh, yeah, you're overcoming some kind of obstacle. Something that may have been, just a challenge that you've overcome here with the mountain. You've overcome some obstacle, some kind of challenge. This could have been a karmic belief, like I was saying. Ancestral wound. And you have gone within. You've faced the fears. You've shown the light on the shadows, what was hidden, any illusions, and you've freed yourself from those limiting thoughts and limiting beliefs. Yeah, you've opened up, you've freed yourself from them. We have change is unavoidable, another 6. Okay, so we have 66 coming through now. Find balance in all aspects of life, right? Especially at home, within your own being, within all of life. Focus on nurturing yourself. And we have, seeing the light within the dark. Yeah, light, shining the light on the dark. Going within, facing your fears, bringing that transformation, that alchemical transformation, transforming fears into truths, no longer being blocked by limiting thoughts and beliefs. Yeah, see, we have this individual who has this solid foundation here, strong roots connecting to your ancestors, and we also have this beautiful canopy here. But we have this balance of nature. We have the light and the dark, having the wisdom, finding the wisdom in the dark, and transforming it into the light with the dragonfly here. And we have this egg of potential with the seeds of potential to bloom. Shedding old versions of yourself. We have stay strong. Beautiful. 49, the end. Okay, yes. Things are falling away. This is the end of a cycle, attaining the wisdom from the experience here. There's something about legacy coming through here. Coming with a different awareness, a higher awareness, which is why you have this higher calling here. You came with the seed of potential to grow something new, to transform something, to shine a light on an old karmic belief or an old karmic wound that has been in your family for several generations. And you are freeing yourself from this limiting thought or belief. And right now, the angels are asking you to be strong. Know that you are protected. Keep moving forward. Listen to your heart, to your intuition, to divine truth. Know that you are aligning yourself with the truth as well. We have thought vibrations. Nice. Okay. So for me, this card is about your new activations, new thoughts, new higher vibrations coming in, right? Connecting the dots to certain situations and seeing how your beliefs have helped create a reality for yourself, and how when we change our thoughts, when we change our beliefs by shining a light on our unconscious beliefs, we end up transforming our life. We transform those shadows by shining a light on them. We go within and we face those fears, and we understand their message. You know, what are they teaching us? What are we trying to learn from this experience? Where are we denying a truth? Where are we holding on to, false beliefs about ourselves or about the world that need to be let go of? And we have card number 23, change. Freeing yourself from those illusions, from these negative experiences. And they're not, when we enter into the 5D, there isn't that existence of duality. And we learn that all things happen for a reason, and that they're all lessons to learn wisdom from. And so we may perceive them as negative in the moment when we're in the 3D, but it's all love. It's coming from a place of love. And we chose to learn, have specific experiences to learn and gain the wisdom from those experiences. And I feel like you're learning that, or you will be learning that. We have Archangel Haniel. He just came through in pile number 2 with a message. And this card says joy, blessings, and intuition. And see, she's holding this like harvest in her hand. I feel like you're going to be harvesting the fruits of your labor. You know, all the work that you've done, you're going to be receiving the fruits of your labor, all the hard work. Things are going to be coming in. You're aligning yourself with a new beginning, and trust that things are going to come along the path for you to utilize, you know, or for you to access. And that could be new experiences, new people, new job opportunities, new resources, new circumstances, just aligning just right for you, meant for you. Oh, yeah, and it's another 6. Didn't you have 66? Yeah, now you have 666 coming through. You, the shifting of your thoughts and reminding you that you are, you know, a spiritual being having a human experience and not the other way around. And you have 33 with phase entanglement, emotional influence, like people trying to dictate how you should be living your life, you know, or other people. This could be people gossiping about you. Maybe there's somebody in your ear who is, you know, trying to shift your perception or influence the way you see a certain type of thing, you know. And I feel like you, with Archangel Haniel coming through, saying to trust your intuition, follow your joy, act on your passion, listen to your heart. Don't listen to, you know, the gossipers or the naysayers or anyone else's influence. Trust your own intuition and be guided by your intuition. And this could be, you know, specific family members, old relationships that you may have had that need you to reaffirm what the relationship actually is, and what are you learning from the experience within those relationships, you know. And is this a relationship worth holding on to, or is this something that, you know, needs to be let go of? These were karmic relationships versus soul alignment relationships, right? Soul family. These could be karmic relationships that are teaching you those hard lessons, and you're learning to listen to your own intuition and not look for outside validation. And this can be what you're releasing and freeing yourself from being in these karmic situations with these karmic people. All right, your crystal card coming through is Sunstone. Embrace warmth and vitality. Let your spirit glow with light. And Sunstone's a crystal for the solar plexus, you know, being more confident in who you are, confident in your choices, confident in your abilities even, and to shine a light, to be brave and confident in shining your light on those shadows and not being afraid to question your fear, question your judgments, question your beliefs, you know. What is the truth of the situation? What is the truth of this relationship? What is the relationship based on? You know, is it based on unconditional love and support and reciprocity, or is it just me pouring my love and my time into the relationship and not really moving forward in any way? Or is it just about, you know, gossip? Is it just about judging, or, you know, criticism, or trying to win approval? You know, it's going within and getting in touch with that aspect of your truth. And you have Pyrite. Attract wealth and success. Embrace your power and potential. So another solar plexus crystal coming through here, standing in your truth, shining your light, being more confident in yourself, also attracting abundance. So something with resources and abundance coming through. And abundance can be many aspects of living. You know, abundance comes in so many different forms. Yes, there's financial prosperity and money. There can also be an abundance of opportunities, an abundance of happiness, of health, of friendship, of reciprocity, of opportunities, you know, resources, all those kinds of things. So there's an opportunity definitely for abundance to come in for you as you step onto this new path, as you ground in this idea, this intention, this manifestation. All right. So continue to nurture yourself, nurture your heart, your passions. Let go of any of these false beliefs. Let go of your fears. Be brave enough, stand strong in your truth. Know that everything changes, everything moves forward, everything's always growing. We're always learning. Although some people, it may not appear that way. It may appear that they're stuck and they're just repeating things. Allow them their own process, you know, and allow the divine to move through them in their own time. Everybody's meant to awaken at their own time, and their seeds will grow. They will eventually be activated, and, you know, the right time. You know how some seeds can lay underneath the soil for like years, and then the right time, the right light, the right shadow, whatever it is, at the right moment, these seeds that have been dormant for so many years will all of a sudden come up and start growing and rise up out of the middle of the yard even, you know? You'd be like, where did this come from? And it's just wild, some things that happen that way. And know that everybody has their own time that they're going to awaken and begin their own journey, right? So, yeah. All right, you guys, I'm going to get you an angel to close out your reading, to give you one final message for pile number 2. Those were drawn to the 444. And we have, oh, okay, these wanted to come out. So we have spiritual understanding with Archangel Reaveal. I'm bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you to understand spiritual truths. Ooh, beautiful. Look at this geometry here. So some of you are going to be learning some new spiritual truths. You're going to have an activation that's going to make you see things in a different way, make you connect the dots in a new way. You're going to have new spiritual awareness coming through. And we have comfort with Archangel Azrael. I am with you in the time of need, helping your heart to heal. Work with Archangel Azrael to help you heal your heart, any of these old wounds that you're recovering and healing from. And we have crystal clear intentions with Archangel Michael. Be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith, okay? Archangel Michael can help you cut the cords to the past, to help you see the truth, okay? And he can also help provide you with ultimate sacred space, with divine protection here while you're going through any of these challenges or any feelings of discomfort, okay? You can ask him to help you to see the truth, to see things with clarity, especially if it involves like a relationship, or if you're just in a place of unknowing what to do or what's the next step to take. Tune into your heart. Ask to work with any of these archangels to help give you understanding, to help you have comfort, to help you see things clearly, and to offer you divine protection, okay? All right, you guys, these are your angel number messages. Thank you all so much for being here in the temple with me today. I'd love to hear from you all. If you feel like sharing your stories, comment below, or just let me know that pile number 2 resonated with you. I'm sending y'all lots of love. Y'all take care and have a blessed day. Welcome to your reading, pile number 3. So y'all were drawn to the Amazonite crystal as well as the angel number 555. And your card says change, encouragement, support, obstacles, battle, calling, restructuring, and creative work. You are going to level up. Woohoo! It might not feel good initially, but it will prepare you to handle the greater things in life for your highest good. This is the why that you've been looking for. Push through it. There is a reward waiting at the finish line. Okay, so a lot of y'all are going to be experiencing some change. If you haven't already, you're going to start moving forward. There's going to be a lot of shifts taking place, and 555 is like, you know, big changes, big forward movement, and you're being encouraged to continue to move forward, to trust that everything is going according to divine plan. Even if it looks messy and chaotic, this is just the old energies falling away to bring in that new growth, okay? Just to continue to move forward and know that there is going to be some rewards at the end of this experience, okay? We have the journey home. Kundalini rising. Okay, yeah. You are going through a lot of change, a lot of experience with the Kundalini rising. When this activation takes place, there is a lot of, maybe a lot of wounds, old memories that come up to the surface, things that need to be healed and acknowledged and moved through and released, so that you can have more clarity, so that you can have more trust, more health even, I'm hearing, but more understanding of the process and a stronger connection to the divine. So anytime we go through challenges, right, there's always a lesson to learn from the experience. And when we are going through the experience, it can be very hard, very, discombobulating. We can be very fearful because we're in a place of unknowing, right? I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to come about through this experience right now. It just feels very challenging. I don't know how I'm going to get through it, and in the moment we can just be in that state. And as we continue to move forward and push on, we end up coming out the other side of it, right? And then we can look back and see how we were being guided along the way to get to the point that we finally reach, and then we can attain the wisdom from that experience. And sometimes we can even look back and say, I am so glad that happened, because if I was to continue, let's say, being in a relationship with somebody who was not very authentic and very manipulative, and let's say you broke up, right? Something happened and it caused you to shift the way that you relate in the relationship, and it made you end things, right? But let's say they've moved on and now you've moved on, and you can look back and see how this was meant to be. There may be a little bit of sadness of loss, but you can appreciate the time that was spent, or the love that was there, but then know that that's not quite what you're looking for in the relationship, that you need something more and they didn't have it to offer you. And so, but now you know what you're looking for through having that experience with somebody who couldn't give it to you. You'll now know what you're seeking. It's all about seeing things from a higher point of view and a different perspective, and seeing how you're always being guided. You're always protected. You're never alone. Everything is a lesson, and you're learning through the experience to attain some wisdom from that experience. But we have to make sure that we take that time to go within and reflect on what the experience was teaching you. And I feel like with the journey home, this is going to be where you learn to trust yourself. You learn to trust in the divine. You allow to let things flow. You allow yourself to be guided. You have more faith in knowing that everything does change and everything happens for a reason, and that change is like one of the only constants, right? Everything is always moving forward. We're never at a standstill, even though it may appear that way. Just like the earth doesn't appear to be spinning, but it is, slowly but steady, it's moving. And we have, you got card 16, which is a 7, and we have a 7. So you have 77 coming through here, which is a spiritual awakening, a higher calling, trusting your intuition. It's also a number of abundance as well. All right, let's see what else we want to get. We have the compass, feel the wheel, compass, trusting your inner self. And we have again a number 5, change, adventure, freedom, a desire for a new experience, a desire for something new, transformation. And we have this higher being here who's flying with the doves, and I feel like for me that's your angels guiding you to your truth here, to your sense of worth, to following your intuition, following your inner guidance, something that you may not actively be seeing right now, trusting in the unseen. Compass, where you're being guided here. Some kind of new direction. We have a Wizard of Awareness, and we have Solitude. Okay. Yeah, you're being asked right now to go within, to trust, to learn to trust yourself. I think that's what's going to be changing. You're going to stop looking for outside validation, and you're going to start learning to trusting in your senses, trusting in your perceptions, trusting in that inner compass, or whenever your spidey senses start acting out and telling you, this person's lying. Oh, look, there's a red flag. You're going to start being able to listen to that and not overlook it anymore. You know, and it's not saying that people have to be perfect. It's saying that who you want to invest your time in, like you're going to be a little more decisive, a little more selective, not so easy to trust, you know what I mean? And it's not saying that your heart is blocked, not at all. You're open and receptive to perceiving the information that's coming in, and learning to trust your intuition, right? Because a lot of people, you know, their body language says more about them than their words can say. You know, it's trusting in those subtleties and observing, being more observant, listening to what they aren't saying, you know, reading between the lines. And I feel like there's a little bit of a relationship coming through here in this reading. So some of y'all, this may be about a particular relationship, but it can also just be with the way that you engage with the world around you, you know, with people, with the environment, with your life in general, and even your relationship with yourself, okay? Take what applies, because there's several different people listening to this message, so different messages and stories are going to come through. Just take what resonates with you. But you're being asked right now to just take some time to listen to your inner compass, to go within, spend some time alone, get to know yourself on a deeper level, and connect to your inner truth, your inner guidance, so that you can be more solid in your own, you know, your own connection to, you know, who you are and to your perception, so you're not being misled or misguided by somebody's, you know, lies and manipulations. We have card number 13, which is a 4, remaining grounded, stabilizing yourself through the change here, you know. And that's another thing. When you have a solid sense of security within yourself, with who you are, you're not fearful. You're not afraid of change. You're not afraid of, you know, people not liking you or people not agreeing with you, because you have a solid sense of who you are. And you don't, you know, just because somebody doesn't agree with you or has a different opinions doesn't mean you have to change to mold yourself to fit into somebody else's belief system, or, you know, that your opinion is wrong just because somebody doesn't agree. You know, everybody has a different experience. We all have a different upbringing. We all have different belief systems, and so that usually dictates our opinions, you know. And that's the thing, opinions are just opinions. It doesn't mean that it's truth. It's just something that people have, you know, through their experience. This is where the conclusion that they've come to, you know. It doesn't mean you have to change. But the stronger connection you have with yourself, the more rooted you are with who you are and your own belief systems. You know, nobody's, no matter the amount of change or challenges that surround you, you have this solid rooted foundation in yourself, and trusting that everything changes and everything's moving forward for your benefit, you know, not to to tear you down or to make you feel bad. It's there to move you into a direction that is more aligned with who you are as a soul and what it is that you want to create in your life for yourself, you know, your highest potential, that you're always being guided in that direction. So even though it feels you know, challenging and you can feel lost in it. Find that solid rooted connection with yourself and allowing things to change and be you know, to unfold for you, to move you onto the path. And you can even ask your guides, you know, to give you strength to move through this and to see, you know, the blessing in disguise. All right, I've got to cover this card up. We have embrace the feminine, you know, and this is about nurturing yourself through the change. Having that solid foundation. And we got the Kundalini rising, the divine feminine rising rising up. Trusting your intuition, trusting the guidance that's coming through. I didn't even realize this one had a little thing I need to hide. So, and she's holding this, there's this womb of potential here, right? So as these endings take place, they make space for something new to grow. So there is something new, and that's what, there's a reward waiting at the finish line, you know. Something good will come from the change. You're always being guided to something better than we can even conceive of ourselves. You know, we can have this idea of something that we want to manifest or something we think, oh my God, this would be the best life ever. But there's things that we may not foresee, you know, and in the moment we think that's the best thing. But then when we may get involved in it and start doing it, we may go, oh, I didn't think about that. You know, oh, I forgot about that. But Spirit knows everything. Spirit has, you know, a higher awareness and connection. And that's where trust comes in. We have to trust that we're always being guided to what is going to serve us ultimately in the end for our highest good and our highest potential. We have see yourself in nature. So we have this divine feminine and this divine masculine here. And I feel like this is telling you to see how everything connects, you know. And know that you're never alone, you know, that you are a part of everything and all that there is. We have soulful appreciation, heartfelt gratitude. Yeah. Come to that place, like I was saying, of being grateful that things have worked out the way that they did, even when it appears to be, you know, like, I can't believe this happened. I thought this was going to be so good. I thought this was the right direction, or I thought this was the right career or person, whatever the case may be. You know, there's something better waiting for you. God wants more for you, wants you to have the best, what you deserve, you know. And when you can tap into that and see that you're always being guided to your highest good, you know, tap into that heart chakra and be grateful, and that opens up the doors for more opportunities, for more things to come in that you are deserving of. That reciprocity, you know, when you go into your heart, I'm so grateful for the loving relationships in my life. Even when they're sparse, you know, be grateful that you have them, and that you have, you know, opportunities to change. Be grateful for blessings that are coming your way, the blessings that are in your life every day, you know, so that you open the door for more blessings to come in. And that's how we transform our lessons. You know, we transform those painful challenges when we finally can see the wisdom from it. We shine a light on those experiences, and it helps us to transform them. And we take the wisdom from that experience. I love that we have the butterfly here, transformation, transforming those struggles and seeing the wisdom, the gold from the experience. We have prophets and ancient seers, decisions, predictive guidance. And for me, I see Sarah Gwynn and her cauldron here, creating from the experience, creating from the change. Something new is being created. And we have number 9 here, the end of a cycle. Spiritual wisdom coming through again. Your work, the work that's involved, you know, in attaining the wisdom. It's not just handed to us. We all have to go through experiences and lessons to attain the wisdom, and they're not all the best, right? Everybody, you know, we all learn we all are here to learn. So we all have different experiences, and some more challenging than others. But we have to come to that place of understanding and seeing the divine in everything and in everyone, and see the divine working its magic through, weaving the magic through all of our experiences of life, you know. And that's the beauty of looking back and seeing how, you know, you can be so grateful that things went down the way they did sometimes, you know, like, oh my God, I'm so happy that happened. I'm so happy that that ended. I'm so happy that, you know, this revealed to this, so I no longer have to, you know, be around this person or work at this job, you know, whatever the case may be. All right, let me see what else we have. You know, and I feel like also with this one, pay attention to the signs and synchronicities. You know, if you are seeing the number 555 or, you know, 66, what came through for you guys? We have a 4. We have 44 coming through here with these cards here. Let me see. Building a solid foundation. Yeah. Angels being there to support you, offering you their strength and their guidance and resilience to overcome, right? So you will be seeing signs and synchronicities. Be open to perceiving them, and make sure that you thank your guides and your angels for sending you those signs. That way they know how to communicate to you through that way, through that method, right? Whether it's through angel numbers or through animals, through birds, through synchronicities, through music, you know, whatever the case may be. That way your angels and your guides will continue to communicate to you using those signs. So you have the crystal labradorite. Embrace magic and mystery. Open your mind to new possibilities. Ooh. What else? We have peridot. Invite positivity and joy, and let your spirit shine with light. Okay. Invite some positivity into your life. Okay. And then we have rutilated quartz, and this is actually the angel hair is what this crystal is also known as. Unleash your potential. Let your inner light guide you. Okay. Be guided by your heart. Let your intuition, I feel like this is an activation to your intuition and your heart here. Trust in your intuition, your I can only say it so many times. I'm going to keep repeating it. Listen to your instincts as well. The subtleties, the signs, the synchronicities. This is your guides, your angels, your higher self, source, creator, God, the divine, trying to communicate to you to let you know that everything is working out for your highest good. Not all change is bad, even when it appears to be very challenging to go through the situation. You will look back on it and have understanding of why things happened the way they did, you know, and receive the blessing and the wisdom from that experience. So at this time, allow yourself to go within, to shed any old false illusions, fears about change, and ground yourself in a space of safety and understanding and strength, that no matter what happens, that you're always okay, that you are always being guided, that everything happens for a reason, and you know, to have a place of trust and a place of gratitude that things are always working out in your favor. Okay, I'm going to get you some final messages from the angels. Okay, so these are your cards. You got 4. So we have peace with Archangel Chamuel. Peace comes from remembering that only love is real. And look, you have the peace doves coming through. A lot of peace coming in, and I feel like that's what your guides really want you to tap into, is being at peace, you know, and letting things go and trusting, allowing change to happen, allow things to just flow with the Amazonite. We have counselor, Archangel Azrael. You are a natural counselor, and many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. Okay, so some of you may resonate as somebody who is a counselor. Maybe people seek you out for your wisdom. you know, and this may be something that you can offer as guidance to others who may experience similar challenges as you. You may be somebody who has that wisdom that you can share with them along the journey. We have crystal clear intentions with Archangel Michael. He came out in the last reading. Be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. All right, you can work with Archangel Michael also to help you cut the cords to the past, to overcome any fears, and to provide strength and protection. Okay, and you can also help him to cut the cords of illusion so that you can see things with clarity, so you can see the truth of the situation and not engage with fearful thoughts, right? And we have brilliant idea, Archangel Uriel. Yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action in bringing your idea to fruition. Look at that alicorn. So there may be some something coming through, an idea, something that inspires you, that you're meant to choose, to make a decision on and go for it. All right. This could be the clarity that you receive from this experience, and you may have this idea that you're meant to act on because of it. You know, that's going to bring a lot of wisdom. And like I said, you're going to be so grateful that this happened, that this change occurred, because it's giving you this creative idea, this inspiration to do something with it because of it, right? All right, you guys, that is your reading. Those are your angelic messages from the number 555. Thank you all so much for being here in the temple with me today. I'm sending y'all lots of love. Please like and subscribe to my channel if this reading resonated with you. I'd love to hear from y'all in the comments if y'all feel like sharing your story. If not, just let me know. Pile number 3 was your reading. All right, y'all take care and have a blessed day.